Hello, everyone. This is Dan Kelly joining you via Memorex. I've got some family issues that I need to attend to on the 16th and 17th, and I'm not sure what my time commitment will be outside of work. So I wanted to pre-record some things for you to take a look at if you are staying from 12 to 4 on December 17th. So here we go. Let's get into the first part of what we're doing today, and that will be looking at improving spatial awareness, directional awareness for students with no vision when they're using the iPad. I still think it's a big problem when our students are using the iPad, knowing where they are on the screen and knowing how to move around. So what I've been trying to do is compile a number of resources to use that are free, because free is always better, and that are quality, that will give our kids some things to do. One of the newest things that we've been messing around with is Objective Ed, and it's written and produced by Marty Schultz, and it's a really good program. I'm not going to talk about that today. We've got a few students who we've tested that with, and it's done well with a couple of elementary students and a few kids that are like in Mr. Heath's and Miss Trott's room. But anyway, let's move on to some more generalized things, and we may come back and look at Objective Ed at a later date and time. Today, I want to talk about things that are free, things that we can use. Now, you're all familiar with the American Printing House for the Blind. I think they do a great job down there with their products, with their kits that they put out, and all their materials. They really have a lot of good quality control going on there. And they have released some free online apps that you can use with any device. It doesn't matter if you're using an iPad or a computer, if it's a Windows PC, if it's a MacBook, you can use Android tablets, whatever, iPhones, doesn't matter the device because it's all online. So one of these apps you've already seen is Talking Typer, and basically it is Talking Typer online, and we use that for drill keyboard speed and accuracy. It has the standard drills from the home row all the way through some complex sentences. I'm not going to show you that one today, but it's there, and you get to that by going to typer.aph.org. I'm sorry, typer.aphtech.org, and I can put that in the chat for you. And hopefully that will come up, and I'll just put that in there. It is typer at aphtech.org. So that'll be in the chat for you to take a look at.
Type message here. Chat.
Okay. Now, the one I'm going to show you first is Crossword. It's an accessible crossword puzzle. And I like this because you when you do crossword puzzles, you fill them out going across and you fill them out going down, and when you're going through it, you have to use that directionality. You have to know where you are, and when you tap on something, you know that it's going to be associated with where you are on the grid. So we'll go take a look at this one, and I'll put this address in there too.
Chat.
And it's just Crossword at aphtech.org. So that'll be in the chat as well. So let's go to APH. Let's go to the crossword. Let me share the screen.
Select basic tab, check sharing options list but screen. Share your entire screen. Share sound checkbox not checked.
Okay, well, I'll share the sound as well.
Checked.
Why not?
Select sharing sound mode button menu. Optimize for video. Share screen button. Zoom.
Okay, so now I've started screen sharing, and that's turned on, and I'm going to go over.
Zoom. 10th grade cooking vertical bar. 10th grade.
And I've already brought one up. If you can see here.
Options button menu. Toolbar. Available puzzles : combo box. 10th grade cooking dash expanded.
There's a lot of them in here.
10th grade social media. 10th grade. 12th grades. 10th grade. 10th.
There's like 12 of them. But you can access I think, a year's worth of crossword puzzles from like 2009, something like that, that they have on their website. And I'll show you how to get there in just a moment. But let's go back to this cooking one because it's pretty general knowledge.
10th grade cooking dash by Rachel Bishop and Rosemary Sims.
Okay, so we're on this
10th
one.
grade virtual PC cursor.
And we can move around. If you're using, you can use your keyboard, you can use swiping left and right to move around this thing.
A cross-colon list box. 1. An appliance where food is stored and kept cold left paren 12 right paren.
Okay, so it tells you that,
1. An appliance where food is stored and kept cold left paren 12 right paren.
and we know what that is. We should know this, a refrigerator. So when you tab,
Grid. Puzzle grid. Column 1 row 2. Across 1.
I have to click on that. So that highlights it and puts me on the grid, and I can start typing in refrigerator. And you heard that ding. That lets me know that I've completed the word, right? And then I move back over. I'm going to move back over to my definitions.
A cross-colon list box. 1. An appliance where food is stored.
Let's go down to the next one.
6 to cook by dry heat in an oven left paren 4 right paren.
So, and it tells you the letters in parentheses 4, that's 4 letters, right? That's what that number means. So I'm going to enter on that.
Grid. Puzzle.
And I think it's going to be bake. Yep. And I got that ding, and there you go. So let me go back here.
9. The heating device on the top of the stove left paren 6 right paren.
So there's 6 letters in this,
Grid.
and it's going to be burner.
R.
Okay. There we go. And it gives me my ding. Now, I figured out how to cheat this thing a little bit. And you know, I'll show you what's available here, because now you know how it works. You see how it works, how you navigate.
Options button menu.
So this options button is all about this app. If you click that,
Options. Context menu. To navigate, open from web left paren alt plus shift plus E right paren.
so if you open it from web, that'll bring you to all those puzzles that I was telling you about.
Check letter left paren alt plus shift plus L right paren.
You can check letter, you can check word, you can check the whole puzzle.
Check word left, check puzzle, start continuous checking left paren alt plus shift plus S right paren.
So
7 of 12.
If you wanted to cheat this thing a little bit, you could do what's called start continuous checking.
User guide left paren.
If you want to get instructions about how to use this crossword with different devices, you go into the user's guide.
About left paren.
And then if you want information about
reset puzzle left paren alt
this,
open left, open from web, check letter left paren.
okay, so
check, start continuous checking.
let's
Let's
do that. Let's turn on start continuous checking, and I'll show you how this works.
down colon list box. 3. Lets the cook know when the meal is ready left paren 9 right paren.
Okay,
20.
so
To an item.
there's 9 letters in this word, and I'm going to press enter on this definition that lets the cook know when it's done. I think it's a timer.
Grid. Puzzle grid.
But if I hit T, I get a buzz noise. All right. So I can just keep typing letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. Oh, O is the first letter. Maybe it's an oven timer. And as I type my letters,
12.
it's giving me that feedback. And then I get the other beep when I'm done, the boop. All right. So that's sort of how you can cheat the puzzle a little bit. And it won't let you advance until you type the next letter. For instance,
A cross colon list box. 19. The health of a diet left paren 9 right paren.
the health
11 of 20.
of a diet.
Grid.
I know it's nutrition, but as I type, if I go through this alphabet, I'm on M, and as soon as I hit N, then it's going to let me advance.
20.
And then my last one, I'll get the double sound. You hear both of those, it sound a little bit different. So this will work real well with students. I really like it. I like using it. So the name of this one is Crossword, and it's at Crossword. And there's several things that you can find on APH's website. So what I will do is I'll take you there to aph.org.
10th grade cooking vertical bar 8.org. APH.org. Select.
Okay.
APH.
When you go here, and if you
has not APH.
if you go into the search box
What would you like to banner?
and you search for APH Tech, all one word, APH TECH.
APH home vertical.
And we'll
Page has 8 regions. Search.
make sure it's
Not leaving
big so you can see it.
Search results. Search filters. Head Teacher's Pet Online heading level 2 link.
The first one that pops up is one called Teacher's Pet Online. And I looked at this and you know, I think it has some good things about it. But I also think that you can achieve what you want using Google Forms. For making quizzes is what it's used for, quizzes and tests. What I like about it is you can upload audio files, you know, if you want to do that. So like, let's say, you know, you're teaching a lesson, I don't know, on life at the farm, and you had all these different animals and all these different things. So you could upload those sounds and the students could click on them and hear them. What I can't figure out is once you create a test, how do you share that test out? Because when I go back and look, I can see my tests, but if I log on with another computer or an iPad and go and look at it, then they're not there, and there's no way I can get them to show up. So I sent an email to their customer service down there, tech support at APH in Louisville, and ask them, how do you do this? And obviously they don't know it either because I haven't heard back from them. So when I find that out, I may use this as a tool to, to help with tech assessments and stuff like that. But so far I've found that using Google Forms is really accessible and gets the job done. So I'm not going to mess with Teacher's Pet today until we get some more info.
America Visual Efficiency Program heading level 2 link.
Okay, so we've got this. We're not going to worry about this one.
Typer Online heading.
Typer Online we talked about.
UEB math tutorial.
There's a UEB math tutorial, and I think that's great, but we're not using UEB math in Ohio yet. But you can use that with an iPad and a Braille display. But I'm not a big fan of UEB math at this time until they start using that on state tests and things like that. That's great. And the ones that are using it right now really aren't going past the level of, you know, basic operations. I think when you get into the more complex stuff, Ohio is a Nemeth code state, so they do. APH does have a Nemeth code tutorial, and we'll take a look at that at some point. All right.
Animal Watch this week left.
The Animal Watch is really fun. It's a math and science curriculum that was released, I think it was 2 years ago now, by Penny Rosenblum out of the University of Arizona. And Miss Perano and I and Miss Picard helped beta test that when it was being developed, and it's now available in the public. There's all the files that you need to make the Braille hard copies of the text, and the graphs and the diagrams that go along with the curriculum are online. And I also have a set, and Miss Perano has a set, I'm sure. So if you want to try that, but it's cool stuff. You learn some interesting things about animals, and you learn some stuff about math.
CVI Complexity Sequence Kit heading level 2 link.
The CVI Complexity Sequencing Kit, I'm not sure. I'm not into that, so I really can't tell you what's going on.
Discover accessible crossword puzzle.
And then this is the one we just did. So typing APH Tech in that search box will bring you to these resources. And, you know, if you open this up, it's going to give you
Main region.
the link
Search results vertical box.
of how to access it.
Free knit puzzles heading level 2. Main region. April 1st link. April 2nd link.
So here's all the free puzzles that they have.
April 6th link. April 7th link.
All right. So all the ones from April of 2009.
Puzzle. The New York Times offers an archive with puzzles created by World-Class Masters. We even put together a few free examples from 2009.
There you go. Yeah, so this is a really good exercise for navigating the iPad, and it's a good brain teaser exercise as well. So I hope that you'll take advantage of using the crossword and the typer online when you're working on those typing skills.
Meeting controls. To move to recording in progress.
And the other two things that I will share from APH is Slap Stack Math, which we have in our student app store. And I think there was one more.
Teaching tool. Teaching slapstick draw to measure.
Draw to measure protractor, where you can actually draw on your iPad screen and it'll tell you the angle. So you can put your diagram down on your screen. And they recommend that if you take a piece of saran wrap and cover your screen with it, then that'll keep it from slipping around, right? So it'll still register through that saran wrap barrier, but your shape won't slide around when you're trying to trace it with your finger or an Apple Pencil. So those two things are there in the student app store, in the teacher app store, if you want to go and grab those. That concludes this module of December 17th, Apple training and APH products.